Shalom, Ka'ala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, for the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about Babylon the Great and its corruption, which it commits every day. Right? We're just going to get into some of the examples, and this is all to show you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans that this isn't the land of opportunity where the streets are paved with gold, but it's the land of your captivity, full of corruption, and it's all biblical. Okay, let's go and get started with some scripture. But actually, take a look at this. I just wanted you to look at this, man. This is an image of these cops protecting these banks that were getting occupied, right? But it's a stunning image, because not only does it show these corrupt police who are basically just put out there to protect the status quo of the elites that run the society, which we know it's Edom that's on top, right? Edom being the Caucasian race, and it's the rest of the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and all the poor people, which can even include the Edomites, because again, these people don't care about their own, right? But look at what it says here. We're not for everyone, just the 1% that matters, right? So check that out, man. It's a stunning, commitment. What do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And this right here encapsulates, Babylon the Great, America, as it's referred to in the Bible, to the letter, right? And how it's ran here. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 49. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Did not the Lord bring both to the southern and northern kingdom, the Negroes being the southern kingdom, the Latinos and Native Americans being the northern kingdom? Did he not bring the Edomites against us, right? First against the Latinos and Native Americans, right? When he brought the Edomites from Europe down into the Americas, and then later on the west coast of Africa, right? When he brought the Edomites from America, right? And also England, right? And again, that being said, notice here how it says it implies the swiftness of an eagle. Who amplifies their nations as eagles, right? It's going to be these Edomites. Doesn't matter if it's all the way back to the Greeks, the Romans, the Germans, the English, and the Americans, right? And then so on and so on. They all use the eagle as a morphized representation of their nation. Okay. And the reason why I want to bring this out is because of this video right here. Okay. It says a 82-year-old woman gets arrested with a warrant for not being able to pay her $77 trash bill.
I'm not joking.
So you're going to handcuff today?
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
What's the minute?
I'm so serious. It's a warrant. Failure to pay solid waste, and here's all your information. That's how I knew where your address was when it come. You sure you got a phone call from the code enforcement about a month ago saying, hey, you need to come pay your trash bill.
Please, I'm not saying anything because my daughter takes care of that for me. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, she has not been doing it. And you gotta go with me today. Anything you need to grab right quick you can, and
I can't believe
we'll be going on down the way.
So what would I have to pay?
It'll be $285 to get out at the PD. If not, I have to take it to the county jail.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in these right quick. Okay, they're gonna be in the front.
Oh, wait.
I got to. Okay.
You gotta be shaming yourself. Arresting an 83-year-old.
I am so sorry, but the law is the law, Miss Manfield. All right, Miss Manfield, we gotta get ready to go, okay?
Okay. King, they arrested me for not paying my trash. And you know,
This is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. You see that? This is talking about America, right? The bloody city. When you consider America's creation, it was, it basically spilled the blood of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? There's an old idiom that says that places that are cursed must be built on Indian grave sites, man. You see, because this American empire has been built on massive amounts of blood, right? And not only that, but it continues to be full of lies and robbery, right? And the thing is that the people who live here, due to propaganda and due to, just the life, cannot leave it, right? Because they either think that, this is the best that they can do, this is the best country in the world, right? Even though there's the healthcare system is a scam, the economic system is corrupted, the politicians are out for themselves, right? But what's going on with the people? Do the people decide to migrate to better places? No. Why is that? Because the prey departeth not, and namely because the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we're here spiritually, right? The Lord has us put here just as He had us put in the land of Egypt under our captivity there. Okay, many of the Egyptians or the Israelites, while we were captive in Egypt, I'm sure a lot of us didn't think that we were in a form of slavery. I'm sure you had a lot of our sellout people thinking that they were doing great work and that they had that the land of Egypt was a land of opportunity, and Pharaoh and the slave masters, that they were all just doing their jobs, right? Like that guy in the video, right? We said, sorry man, but I'm just doing my job. See, our people are so blind to what's going on, they wouldn't know what oppression was if they had to wear it on their face every day. And here's some more example, right? Look at this, right? And this is just not only is this story wrong, but check this out. This was removed because, you see, Reddit has been fully taken over by a propagandist organization, which basically just pushes propaganda on the American youth. Okay, Reddit is no longer a credible source, right? Yes, it still has a lot of interesting articles, but for the most part, it's no longer credible when you go into the comments, you go into the ratios of what's been voted for. It's basically all corrupted, and anything that gets brought out that has real information gets removed, right? But I save these pages so that way I could use them later on for lessons like this, or if I just need to go back to them, right? But it says here, America is the only country in the world where 700 billionaires can become 1.7 trillion richer during the pandemic and pay a lower tax rate than a nurse, while 46 million owe 1.7 trillion in student debt. 113 million struggle to pay for healthcare, and 600,000 are homeless. See, this is the land of robbery, where the prey departeth not, right? Because these people here are the people. These are the prey. The nurses, the students, the people who need healthcare, the homeless. We are the prey, right? And namely the Israelites, right? Another example of some of the robbery of Babylon the Great. Sherrod Brown wrote, I think a senator, right? Says, here's how much profit big oil ranked in last quarter. And again, this is when all the gas prices went up. Because remember, man, there wasn't a gas shortage. It was simply basically greed from these oil corporations. And who runs these oil corporations? You guessed it. These Edomites, right? These guys, this nation that is full of robbery, they just can't have enough. It says Shell 9.1 billion, Chevron 6.3 billion, BP, British Petroleum 6.2 billion, Exxon 5.4 billion. They're not raising prices to cover their costs, they're raising prices to pad their profits. Let's read this. The moral crisis of our age has nothing to do with gay marriage or abortion. Yes, it does, in fact. It's insider trading. Obscene CEO pay, wage theft from ordinary workers, Wall Street's continued gambling addiction, corporate payoffs to friendly politicians, and the billionaire takeover of our democracy. Robert Reich, right? See, Robert Reich has, he missed the mark on this, but, he got, for the most part, the greed and the robbery part correct, right? But also, he looks over the morality destruction here in America. Okay, here's a good beginner's guide to nationalism. Look, so it shows you the rich and the poor. Says, look at all this great stuff we have, right? And then the people are saying, we don't have it, just you, right? And that's how it used to be, right? Back when these Edomites were in power, they started realizing that they had to break up the lower class and the higher class. What did they do? They started creating, whites and blacks, right? And dividing the people, right? And here you go. Then he draws these lines, right? A division, right? From the the poor whites, along with the blacks and stuff like that, and the Latinos, right? And he says, okay, well, the whites, you guys are white now, so you guys could. And this happened when you get into the Bible history. Let me see. This happened around 1681. It tells you. It says, in an effort to hide inequality by class, the elite segregated the people into colored groups in an effort to divide and conquer. This happened in 1681, where the term white, which denoted your economic status, right? White meaning that you were eligible for loans and able to buy lands in certain places, where black meant that you were unable to do any of these things, right? And it just so happened that the status of white landed on Caucasians and people of Eastern European descendants, which we know goes back to the Caucasus, right? And the black term basically fell on Latinos, Native Americans, and Indians. Okay, and so you see, these devils are slick, right? So they're doing a lot for greed, but ultimately this is how they basically worked it, right? Look at all this great stuff we have, right? Country border, or basically race border, right? This is basically America, right? It says, look at all the great stuff we have. Yay. I'm so proud. We're the best, right? So you got poor Americans out here, man, talking about how America is the land of opportunity, the greatest land in all the place. You see, this is how America, the land of robbery, right? The bloody city, how it operates. Look, check this out. Democrats ask the IRS why tax audits for the poor have doubled. Remember how they said that they were only hiring those, years ago when they hired all these IRS agents and stuff? Not the recent one where they hired and trained them with guns, but before that they hired all these IRS agents and they also gave more money to the IRS to do these audits, and they ended up doubling and they said that was done because they wanted to go after the rich. Well, look what happened. They ended up doubling the audits of the poor. Wealthy less likely to be audited than the poor taxpayers. Biden pledged to only increase audit rates on the top earners. And guess what? When these newly appointed IRS agents that have guns, guess who they're going to be going after? They're going to be going after your average day American citizen. And why is that? Because with this new digital currency coming in, they're going to be tracking everything. And look at this, man. This is how the world sees America. It says how Italy represented American in a carnival. Look at that. It's a Judite woman, right, representing the Statue of Liberty. But look, it's all in chains, and it's in on orange penitentiary outfit, man, showing you, man, that this place here, it's full of it's basically full of wickedness, man. This place is a place where the prey departeth not. Okay, this place is a scam, and as the Bible says in prophecy, it says that the beast shall hate the whore. The beast being Europe, and the whore being America, right? And this right here is definitely that playing out, man. The Europeans are seeing how wicked America is, so much so that they're presenting it for what it really is. And check this out, the inverted pentagram. People know what's up, man. People understand what's happening, man. That this place is all full of robberies, right? And all these other people can see it, but you know, a lot of our people, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, can't see it, right? Just yesterday, when I was, out on the streets, you had an Issacharite come by. He was enjoying the word until I started talking against his church. You know, telling him the truth that his church was lying to him, right? Because he couldn't see it. This is Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord, their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be the lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, not the whole world, but with them, the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. Not the Israelis, not the Amalekites, but to the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And we're soon to come to this point, Akim. But for right now, we have to sit tight and bear this land of the captivity that we've been put into, which is America, the land of robbery, right? Where it's all corruption is very prevalent, and it's only going to get worse until the Lord comes in and destroys this place, right? So hopefully this video was edifying, Akim. Until next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahshai, Ba'Shem Rukak Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.